Hello everybody, today I want to take a moment to talk about Childe's possible leak banner, as well as Childe and his kit, which has also been leaked at this point. That's what you see currently up on the screen. It does seem that all the characters have been leaked, uh, besides Diona, but we do have the kits of both Zhongli and Jinyan, which I'll be having in a separate video focused on Zhongli's banner. But for this, I just wanted to quickly go over Childe, his abilities, then look at his banner and take a guess on what the value of this banner really is. All right, so first let's just go over Childe. His basic his normal attack talent is basic attack with his bow, shoots up to 6 arrows at enemies. His charge attack is an aim. It's the same as every other aimed charge attack for bows, where once you fully charge it, you'll apply hydro damage. But it also applies a new passive called Broken Flow, something unique just to Childe. And what Broken Flow does is AoE hydro damage will be dealt to all enemies of the target when any enemy under the effect of Broken Flow is hit by any of Childe's attacks. It does say the damage is calculated as regular attack damage. There's no percentages in here, so we can't say really how strong it is. But if it's calculated as a regular attack damage, it may have a chance to crit, which if we look later in his kit, I do think crit build is the way to go on Childe, which makes me really excited. I love characters who are built around crit, and I can't wait to see his constellation, because that is not included on here. And if his constellation is good, I think I'm going to be going in for more than just one copy of him, because I am like 10 summons away from guaranteed rate up character pity, and then I'll just have to go from there. But I mean, this is looking really. I'm really excited for him at this point. His next ability is elemental skill. He unleashes equipment made of water, dealing hydro damage to all nearby enemies, and enters his melee stance. So what this means is not only does he enter his melee stance, he actually does damage going into that stance with an attack. That's cool to me. I didn't know if it'll just be a simple stance change, but knowing that it's also an attack, it's really cool. This changes his regular attack to a 6 combo of slashes that deal hydro damage. His charge attack is instantly performed 2 slashes in front of him, dealing hydro damage and uses stamina, obviously like any other charge attack for a melee weapon, or even a catalyst. And then his final thing is Broken Flow Slash. When hitting an enemy under Broken Flow effect while in melee stance, Broken Flow Slash will be executed, dealing AoE hydro damage. This effect is calculated as regular attack damage. So it doesn't sound like it's too different from his regular Broken Flow. So I don't know why it's called Broken Flow Slash. I would have to see how it actually looks, test it out to know what the difference really is, or maybe there's percentage changes that we don't know of yet. So again, I'm excited to see what that's actually like. Next we go into his Elemental Burst, which he has 2 different Elemental Bursts based on which stance he's in, as well as an additional passive on it. So he has his ranged stance. He shoots a magical arrow containing Hydro Elemental Power, dealing AoE Hydro damage, also applying Broken Flow to all enemies hit. It also refunds partial elemental energy used after performing this move. That's really cool. That means this probably won't be too powerful. This will probably be something that you actually want to spam a bit more, kind of like Deluxe. I'm guessing it's gonna have the cost of 40 energy, something you could charge a bit faster. And if you get elemental recharge on any of his substats on his equipment, that actually might let you spam this a whole lot. It also doesn't include the cooldown of this with this information, so we don't know how spammable it really will be until we have that information. Next, we have Broken Flow Burst, which is the additional passive on his Elemental Burst. AoE hydro damage will be dealt when enemies under Broken Flow is hit with melee Elemental Burst. Broken Flow will be consumed in the process. Alright, so going over this, we can see one big thing. It really wants you to be using both these stances a lot. It really wants you to be using his charged attack a lot, because all of the melee abilities and the burst abilities don't trigger Broken Flow unless you're in ranged stance. So you need to be in range stance to get Broken Flow on an enemy or on a couple enemies. Then you're going to want to switch into your melee stance and then start activating that Broken Flow slash, get your elemental burst up to activate Broken Flow burst. So yeah, what it's really looking like to me is that that Broken Flow is needed to maximize his damage. So you're gonna want to be in ranged. You're gonna want to be in your range stance a lot of the time to get that passive on, and then when you're ready to just finish out the fight, then you go into melee stance. Then you start cleaning up with Broken Flow slash and Broken Flow burst. All right, now let's actually look at his ascension abilities. Let's actually look at his ascension abilities as well. His first ascension ability increases Broken Flow's duration by 8 seconds. So that's a long time. Like 8 seconds by itself is already a good amount of time. So let's say we don't actually know how long Broken Flow is at base duration, but now it's gonna be 8 seconds longer. So this means that you can have it from maybe 16 seconds, maybe a little bit less than that, but something you can have up for a bit. That maybe if you're fast enough or if you have the right gear, you can build up his elemental burst. After dealing Broken Flow with his range, switching into his melee, you may still have a chance to build up that that elemental energy to be able to burst after making that switch. Again, we really have to see what the cooldowns are, what the costs are, but like for now, it does look like you'll have room to. For now, it does look like you'll have room to still execute on that Broken Flow using both your range stance and your melee stance based on its duration with the Ascension passive 1. Next, we get to the Ascension 4 passive, and this changes everything. This makes him, if you want, you can go full melee build, full crit melee build, because this has critical hits dealt by normal and charge attacks and melee stance will apply Broken Flow to enemies now. This means at this point, you're going to want to build him crit. You just want to be going in. You could go in strictly with your melee weapons, and every time you crit, you're going to hit that Broken Flow passive. And then you're not even going to have to worry about switching back to your range stance. And then from there, you will be able to activate your Broken Flow slash and your Broken Flow burst without needing your bow or your charge attacks with your bow. That's really exciting. The only thing that makes me a little weary if this is his real, like, if this is really who he is, and like this is his real kit, I'm really excited. I hope it is. However, his utility passive seems insane. We have not seen a utility passive like this yet, and this seems absolutely nutty. All active team members' normal attack talent is increased by 1. It doesn't say increase your max. So if you have it at level 12, I don't think you're going to get level 13. If you have Constellation and you have it at level 15, I don't think you're gonna get level 16. I think it's just like if you have room for it to be leveled up, it's gonna be leveled up. It doesn't mention its max yet, so we don't have the official translations, so we don't know it's 100%. But that's the way it's looking like to me. Okay, that's his kit. I think it's really exciting. I really love his kit. Now that we know his kit, let's go back to look at his banner. Of the banners that have been leaked. I should have just pulled up the 2 banner leak, but it's fine. Out of the banner that's been leaked, this seems to be Childe banner. The one that has Ningguang, Beidou, and Diona. Out of the 2 banners, I think this one has the best versatility. This is gonna be one bow user with Diona, with Childe being another bow user. Which that already worries me for this banner, if it's even real, because we haven't seen the main character of the banner. Never mind, we have. All right, so this out of the 2 banners that have been leaked, this seems to be the best banner in my opinion. Although I think Razor, Chongyang, and Jinyan can be great. I have less opinion on Jinyan because I haven't looked at her kit yet. I do think Razor and Chongyang are amazing DPS, but it is straight Claymore users. So even if you pull all of them, you max all of their constellations because you're going crazy hard in the banner, you still need to have all the Claymores needed to max out, like fully equip them, and that can be hard. That can be really hard, especially on a free-to-play account who's been saving all their summons up from the beginning, wants to go super hard on jungling. It's gonna be really hard to actually equip all those characters. On Childe's banner, we see a lot more diversity. We have Childe with the bow, Diona with the bow, Beidou with the great sword, which again, as another Claymore user within these two banners, even if you pull on both of them, you get all four of those characters. It's going to be really hard to fully equip all of them. Then you have Ningguang with a catalyst. So you have a lot more diversity in this banner. You also have a diversity in builds and like roles, because Diona, from what we can tell, is going to be a healer and support. Beidou could be a DPS or a support, much better at the DPS, but really can play a support role well with her elemental burst. And then you have Ningguang, who again falls into that DPS support role, depending on how you want to play and build her. Then you have Childe, who I think fully is a DPS character. Like, biggest reason why he's a DPS character, his kit is very selfish, similar to Diluc's, where it doesn't want you to be switching out, it wants you to be playing him. So the only time you'll be really switching out is if you need to activate your heal and your support character abilities. Otherwise, Childe will be a go-to character, the main DPS character. Alright, but now knowing Childe's abilities, I think I like this banner so much more now. I also want to say I think this is the next banner. If we've looked at, if you have seen Genshin Impact's official Twitter, Facebook, everything, they've been posting videos of Childe, they've been posting teasers of Childe, of Tartaglia, they've been posting him everywhere, and that's similar to what they did with Klee. They gave us a story video of Klee when she was coming next, and they're giving us a lot of stuff for Childe right now, so I'm guessing he's coming next. Alright, that's just been the information on Childe's. Alright, that's just been the information on Childe's kit, as well as my opinion on his banner, now knowing his kit. Again, I think that his banner is probably the best out of the two banners. I'll be reviewing Zhongli and Jinyan later on to see how if that changes my mind. But currently, I think Diona, Beidou, and Ningguang are so much better of a value than Changyang, Xinyan, and Razor. As well, I think Childe, for me, is the better character. I just love DPS characters, though. I love his style. Where Zhongli, I love his style. He looks amazing. However, he's much more defensive. He's much more like focused on countering Geo to me, by being able to break Geo, or break anything made out of Earth. We've seen him mining using that ability. We've seen him breaking shield using that ability. I think that's a really cool ability. But I do think Childe banner is looking a lot better to me right now. Let me know what you think down below. Like, comment, and subscribe if you like the video. And stay tuned because I have more Genshin Impact content on the way. And have a good day.